Today on Hillbilly Voodoo, we're going to test out these cheap masonry and tile saw blades to see if they're suitable for lapidary, yes, cutting up rocks. See if they're suitable for that type of situation. Stick around, see what type of Hillbilly Voodoo we got going on today and whether these blades are going to cut the rocks or not. Now this here's the tile saw that I found on a dumpster that has set off this whole rock cutting up, jumping down the rabbit hole adventure we got going on here. Now, to my surprise, the blade that was on this thing, yeah, it didn't last very long. Geez, what a surprise. Something you find on a dumpster not lasting very long. Oh, come on, focus there. So you can see there's no diamonds left on that edge there. Can you see that? Anyways, there's nothing on there. Tried to cut up my last rock here, and all it did was, I cut the sides really good, and all it did was do this little groove and it wouldn't go no more. You see that little groove right there? Anyways, that little groove. Now I have ordered some actual lapidary blades off of the jungle site, but they won't be here, and I'm kind of impatient. And yeah, I went to the hardware store, and when I say hardware store, anybody that lives in Canada knows what that brand is and where it comes from. So yeah, and that was the other hardware store blade I found. Now this one here was $13 Canadian. That one, not so cheap, $37 Canadian. So let's see if we can make one of these work. I'm hoping that this is going to work at $13, because then I can go buy some more, and yeah, that would be cool. Yeah, the only thing I don't like here is the little notchy things here. We're going to have to be careful we don't stuff our fingers in there, because I'm pretty sure that will eat the end right off of your finger. And that one is a non-segmented blade, so hopefully that will work. Yeah, you guys think this is going to work? Well, if it doesn't, well, I guess then we'll know. And if it does, well, then I guess we'll know that too. So, let's stuff the cheap one on there first and see if I can finish the cut through that rock I was doing without sticking my fingers in there. Again, $13 blade. It says for medium density masonry, concrete, brick, stone pavers, patio slabs. So I'm assuming it's more like a concrete type saw blade. And this one says porcelain, ceramic, marble, slate. So this is probably more of a rock type idea blade, but okay. Anyways, enough with the yapping. Let's stuff one of these things on the saw and see if we can actually cut with it before it starts raining on me any harder than it already is. So I have my segmented blade on there with the little slot thingies in it. That's the $13 one. Now let's see if this is going to cut through this rock that I started cutting through. Well, it definitely cuts fairly clean. I'll show you guys the results here in a minute. Yeah, that's viable. That was only one cut, so let's make some other cuts here because I have a plan for this rock. Yeah, let's make another couple cuts here. Well, I've seemed to cut up a variety of different rocks with that segmented saw. I don't know if you can see, but there's still a fair amount of diamond on there. And it seems to be cutting pretty well. Not super, oh God, focus you. Yeah, maybe we'll take you in the shop and show you these. I can focus a little bit, but not super gnarly cuts. And like I say, I cut up a lot of different pieces of rock here, different varieties. Pretty impressed for $13. That's quite a few cuts so far. It seems to be cutting just as well as when I first started. Yeah, that's pretty cool. So you know you can cut with that blade. So let's take that thing out of there and try out the slightly more expensive one and see what that one does. And now when I say slightly more expensive, I mean 3 times more expensive. And we'll see what that one does. I don't think that either one of these blades are going to be as good as these so-called lapidary blades, but I guess that's yet to be seen because I don't have my lapidary blades yet. So yeah, yap. Let's put that other blade in and see what happens. Before I put that other blade on, the non-segmented one, I wanted to put them side by side here. And you can see that there is quite a substantial difference between the amount of diamonds in the cheap one and the more expensive one. That's the $30, 37 some odd dollar one. And that is the 13, well, around 13 with the taxes. So you can see there's quite a bit less diamonds impregnated in that blade. Now I'm sure I've knocked some of them out of there from using it, but substantially less. So we'll compare the two different cuts. I'm going to cut same rocks, or the same rock with this now, and we'll go in the shop where the light's better and we'll compare the different cuts between the two different blades. That one, I cut a lot of rocks and it seems to be, focus, I don't know if I can get it to focus enough here. Seems to be a fair amount of spots on there with diamonds still. And the difference, I don't know if it's going to make a difference, but can I focus on that? Yeah, you can see the diamonds on that one. So okay, let's put this on here and see what happens. Before I put the cover back on here, I wanted to show you another downside of using these tile saws. That arbor is way down inside the saw here, and we just got a little bit of blade sticking out of the top. So if this motor and arbor and everything were up a lot farther, you could cut a lot bigger stone, right? Like if that was touching the bottom of there, you could get another, oh, I don't know, 3/4 of an inch bigger stone in there to cut. I guess that's the downside of using a free tile saw. But anyways, blah blah blah, I'm really considering building myself a big rock saw. So if you guys want to see that whole process, you should probably make some comments and let me know if you want to see me do it, because like I said before, I'm going to do it anyways. But if you want to see me do it, you better make some comments and let me know that I should film it. So yeah, enough yapping. Let's put the cover back on here and cut up some rocks. Okay, let's see what the difference here is, if there is any, and whether this blade's going to last as long as the other one did. Got the same rock here, and let's give her a whirl. Okay, I'm sitting in the shop here now where the light is better, and these are 2 samples of what I've cut. This is with that segmented blade, the first one, the $13 or the cheaper one. You can see there's some cut marks in it, but it's not too brutal. Same rock. That's the more expensive blade. Now you can see there's even deeper cuts with the more expensive blade. Now I've made approximately the same amount of cuts in the same types of rock on both blades, and this was the final cut. And they were both at the same number of cuts, about the same speed. So I can't really see a remarkable difference for one blade being 3 times more than the other than, now this is my disclaimer, the segmented blade, I was getting kind of weirded out with my fingers a lot closer to that segmented blade, like pushing and stuff. I definitely kind of had this hair on the back of my neck standing on end kind of thing, because I'm pretty sure if you stuffed a finger or a thumb into that slotted segmented blade, you'd be knowing about it in a real hurry. So that is really the only difference that I can see, and for a blade that's a third of the price, can't really beat it. Now, why did I make these shapes? Well, I'm going to do a social experiment. We're going to shine these up. We're going to stick them on my wife's desk at work and see who touches what first. People touch the pointy, sharp, rough looking one, or do people touch the square block? I don't know why, just because I feel like doing the social experiment. So yeah, there you go, guys. 2 different blades, 2 different prices, both out of the hardware store, both cut rock, both do it well. One's 3 times more than the other. Now when I get my actual lapidary blades, then I will test those ones out and we'll see if they're different or better or worse. So until next time, guys, use what you got, even if it's a hardware store blade on a free rock or on a free tile saw, to make what you want. A weird social experiment. And I'll see you guys later.